Hey there, everybody. It's Amanda. How's it going? And today we are actually going to be doing a toy opening of an actual motherfucking Dragon Ball toy, which has not occurred on this channel for a very, very, very long time. So I do so hope that everyone enjoys. Probably won't be, I mean, just being upfront, I'm totally honest, probably won't be too many of these, although there is one or two things that I have in mind to perhaps pick up in 2018 so far. But anyway, I was at Walgreens the other day, and I happened to find this. It is one of the Spin Battlers Dragon Ball Super blind bag figures. Now, I just put it right out on the mat that I am not very familiar at all with this newest, these newest Bandai America, toys that have been Dragon Ball toys that have been released in America over the last couple of months. I know that there's some slightly bigger, maybe 8 to 10 inch figures. I've seen the Super Saiyan Goku and the regular Goku, and I think there's a Vegeta, a Super Saiyan Vegeta, a Beerus, which I actually almost have bought several times, and I may buy that one because it's a beautiful figure. And I don't actually have a Beerus and Whis, and they are definitely two of my favorite characters from Dragon Ball Super. I think they are definitely two of the shining, examples of newer characters that have come out of what Dragon Ball Super is. And I don't know much about the Spin Battlers series. I mean, it looks to be like there's supposedly going to be more waves in this line, as we do see the number 1 for Series 1 on the package. I have found these at Walgreens on 2 other occasions, and I have opened them. So on those occasions, I ended up with Frieza, which you can see here. I know my camera's not really picking him up too terribly well, but I'm not sure we're going to get better than that, unfortunately. But there's little Frieza. And then on another occasion, I managed to get Super Saiyan Vegeta in one of the blind bags. Oh yeah, he looks a little better there. And, they're okay. I mean, they're very, very, very generic little minifigures. I mean, for anybody that's watched, any of my older videos, you'll know that I really, really love minifigures. They are one of my favorite, styles of toy and heights of toy. And, I've seen worse. It's kind of uncommon to see, really nice, minifigures that also are able to have some sort of articulation and gimmick at the same time. These are not particularly well detailed, I have to say, in terms of the painting. I would definitely say that the painting on the Frieza, yeah, there we go, is far better than the Vegeta. I mean, the painting on Frieza's face is really quite nice. The articulation is okay. It's a little strange, I imagine anyway, for the purpose that this was designed for, but we'll get to that in a minute. The Vegeta is super floppy. I mean, this is in the running for floppiest Vegeta toy of all time. The painting on the face really is quite bad. It is not great. Definitely seen better, minifigure versions of Vegeta that are far better painted. But again, not terrible. I mean, from the front of the package of this one, it shows the fact that these are supposed to, they're basically like little miniature Rock'em Sock'em robots, I suppose. You stand them on this little base here, and then they flop around and flail around in a supposedly a spinning type motion, and kick the shit out of each other, and one stands and one falls. For this specific purpose, again, I've never seen video of them actually performing, so to speak. So I'm just sort of imagining all of this. But I imagine that the range of motion that the Vegeta figure has, and I imagine that the Piccolo and the Goku also have, is probably a lot more conducive to being a good battler in this sort of arrangement than the Frieza, which really doesn't move around terribly much. I mean, the Vegeta's legs go out, all the way, whereas Frieza's legs really sort of, have much more of they go to the side a little bit, and if this figure was to spin around, as I suppose they do here, I just don't know that you'd have that much flailing around, as this figure does, and so I don't know how often this figure really wins, so to speak, but maybe I'm completely wrong about that. But it does feel like this is a better advantage in this type of battle. It is sort of unfortunate, given this, it doesn't appear like the base that these figures are supposed to stand on is particularly large. So it's a bit unfortunate, in my opinion, that they make you buy the base separately. I actually have no idea how one acquires this little base for the figures. I don't know whether it comes with some other line of figures or whether I don't know how it is sold separately, essentially. I have not done research on that. I just frankly think it would have been made much more sense. I'm sure it would have been more expensive to do it this way, but I really think it would have made much more sense for them to actually package these little bases, within each blind bag. And that way, at least people that were like kids that are interested in buying these and perhaps battling with one another, could just be able to do that right off the bat, as opposed to making their parents buy something entirely different for them. It just doesn't seem like it's particularly well planned in that sense. It's really best to be able to play with a toy like the way it's supposed to right off the bat, as opposed to making people buy something else. So that's a bit unfortunate. But yeah, regardless, always, it's just a wonderful experience to walk into a Walgreens and see something Dragon Ball related. I mean, that's really cool. I actually don't remember how much this was, but, I mean, despite the critiques I may have of these little guys, they're really quite passable little minifigures, and it's kind of been a joy to purchase them and have them, really. I picked this one up because I am positive that Beerus, oh, not Beerus, I'm sorry, Whis is in this package. If I feel around, I can definitely feel a staff-like object in there, and Whis is the only one that has a staff, so I'm pretty sure this is Whis. And I don't have any other Whis figures, and as I was saying, Beerus and Whis, definitely two of my favorite characters that have come out of this recent period of Dragon Ball history, and I really, really like the Figuarts figures of those characters, but I don't want to spend the money to buy them. Again, I may buy the Beerus in that newest, larger line that's been released into America recently. If I can find him again, I'll probably pick him up. And if I do, I will do another video. I will do a video opening that one and maybe reviewing him a little bit. But I'd love to have just at least one Whis in my Dragon Ball toy collection. So I'm very excited to have this, and I'm going to open it right now. Let's take a look. Incidentally, Beerus and Whis, I have seen some fantastic, horrific bootlegs of both characters. And if I'm not of the persuasion anymore. At least, I mean, if I can find it cheap enough, maybe, but I don't, I'm not typically going on eBay anymore and seeking out awesome bootlegs. But yeah, just some incredibly disturbing and crazy bootlegs have come of these two characters, and that is also very, very cool to see. But anyway, here he is, and I was indeed correct. It is Whis, and this is really actually kind of great. This is a great little. I mean, the painting on the face is not fantastic. But to tell you the truth, the rest of the figure is kind of nice. I mean, it's kind of nicer than what you would, oh, come on, focus, man. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Help me make it happen. Well, that's because we're going to get, I guess. And the face is not great, but the detailing in the sculpt is really not bad for something like this. I mean, these are little generic minifigures that, are kind of meant to be kicked the shit out of, in a game that they're meant for like this. And regardless, I mean, there's really a lot of nice detail that's been put into this figure. Uh, I really kind of like how the one arm is articulated, but really still kind of meant to be, behind his back like that. That's actually kind of funny. Oh, it can actually go to his front, but yeah, that's nice that it goes to his back. Again, I just can't imagine that, this figure is not in any way floppy like Mr. Vegeta over here, so I kind of can't imagine that he's going to have much of, an advantage of being able to rock and sock any of the other figures. I mean, he just is not floppy or, this is kind of a nice motion that he has. He can move quite a bit this way. But regardless, I mean, I'm certainly not going to battle my spin battlers in that way that they're meant to. I'm just going to have a Whis figure that I enjoy, and yeah, I'm really glad I picked this guy up. I really, really am. He's lovely. I love him. I'm in love with him. Fantastic. So yeah, so very, very excited to have this little guy. I mean, I don't think I will pick up any other Whis figures, but again, if I'm able to find them cheap enough, um, especially if I'm able to find some of those bootleg versions of him cheap enough, then maybe I will pick him up. Again, probably will pick up that Beerus at some point. I don't know how they're pronouncing his name in America now, or how I'm supposed to say it, but we'll just go with Beerus for the time being. Um, but yeah, so I'll probably pick that one up. But other than that, no real plans of picking up any other Dragon Ball toys, you know, on the schedule at the minute. But I still have almost all of my entire collection from back in the old days, and I do plan on selling some things, but I'm trying to hang on to as much of it as I can, really. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the future will hold, but I just thought it would be fun to take a little peek at these spin battlers. I am a huge fan of spinning toys, so that was another thing that kind of attracted me to these. And again, once again, it's so great to be able to walk into a Walgreens and see some Dragon Ball merchandise there. It's been quite a long time since I've seen that happen. And actually, when I was in high school, and I was, for the first time collecting Dragon Ball figures, I mean, Walgreens was actually where I used to buy most of my Dragon Ball figures, because, of course, the old AB Super Guerriere, figures were re-released by Irwin back then, and they were very commonly found at Walgreens, and the old Super Battle Collection Irwin re-releases, I could find there all the time. So it was kind of nice and nostalgic to be able to pick up a little Dragon Ball figure at such a location in today's sorry, sad, disgusting world. Anyway, so all the best. Bye for now. Probably not figures for everybody, but they fit the bill for me at the moment. All right. All the best. Bye for now. Thank you so much, everybody. Take good care.